Hey everyone, it's Doug here with Random Fam, bringing you a review video today for a couple of holsters that I have for the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 9mm. There are a couple of versions of this weapon. I believe there's a 2.0. Mine is the version that has the safety right here. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want those who carry the 9mm, the M&P Shield, to have a couple of options to choose from. So I've sampled several holsters to date. The very first one that I had, I think, the company was called Tagua. I don't know how to pronounce it. T-A-G-U-A. That holster was amazing. I loved it. It was comfortable. It fit well. However, what I've noticed is there are a couple of different types of holsters. Some that are made like this, where they have the loops on the edges, and then there's some that have just the leather strap that goes all the way through. That first one that I had just had a leather strap. It didn't have the actual loops on the edges here. I like the loops because for belt loops like this, not every belt loop is designed the same. So when you have something that just has the leather strap, you can only adjust it so far, either in front or behind the loop. With these, you can actually sift a belt through here, put it through the loop, and then sift it through the other holster loop. So I will never go back to just a flat leather one. Now the two that I'm going to be reviewing today is the DeSantos thumb brake scabbard. It has a canted option, and then my favorite of the two is the Bianchi. I don't have a model number. If you guys have questions, just let me know, leave a comment, and I'll get you the model numbers or whatever. But I wanted people to actually be able to see what the M&P Shield 9mm looks like loaded, so you can see the weight and the drop of it. I wanted you to be able to see that firsthand. So let me throw on, first one we're going to be doing is the DeSantos. Let me put that on, and I'll come back. Okay, let me tell you what I was talking about with the loops. You've got my belt sifted through the first loop here, and then I can put it through the belt loop here and put it through whichever loop I choose here. Now it allows it some wiggle room between that loop, whereas ones with just the leather strap, it's stuck, wherever you put it. So first option I'm using is the Canted. I'm not a particular fan of the thumb brake. I like the safety feature of it, but it takes too much time to get it adjusted to where it breaks easy and fits back in easy. So here's the canted version. I like how this right here, this part, it doesn't hurt when I sit down. It just kind of, I don't know, I got a little bit of a low handle, so it fits well. However, the angle is really bad. It might be designed more for back here. I'm not sure. I haven't really found a comfortable way to wear it. But for the most part, it's comfortable just like this. It rides kind of high, so it conceals it at least from this level up. But with regular t-shirts, this holster in general leaves quite a bit of imprinting. Most of it comes from the thumb brake, so if you got one without a thumb brake, it might be a little better. But as you can see, there's some imprinting on a t-shirt. Now, I'll switch to a polo shirt that's a little more loose. It does reduce the imprinting, but it's still pretty noticeable. Let me show you that. Alright, so here we go with a looser polo shirt, maybe more casual wear. It still leaves a little imprinting, maybe not from the side because your arm covers it. Leaning over, you can still see it just a little bit. And then from the front, you can see the thumb brake kind of bulging out a little bit. So this is not my favorite of the two holsters, but it does all right. If it's relatively, I want to say inexpensive, but I think I got it for about 60 bucks. Actually, both of these cost about $60. So that's not super expensive, but it's not cheap either. So it's a pretty good mid-range holster. Let me switch shirts. Actually, let me just switch to the high-rise option, and then I'll leave the shirts and I'll show you what it's like with a regular t-shirt. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the weapon on the straight belt loops. Makes it ride a little higher. It still leaves a little bit of imprinting, but it's not, I guess, I don't know, I guess the butt of your weapon sticks out, so it does leave a little more imprinting. This is the more comfortable of the two for this holster. It rides high enough that when you sit down it just slides right up your side, so that it doesn't dig into you or anything like that. The reason I don't like this is I don't like how high it sits, because it feels, once it wears out, it just feels like it wobbles too much and it might break. It puts too much pressure. But it is comfortable, and it does leave, it makes it higher so it's easier to conceal. So out of the two, this isn't my favorite, but it does do the job, and I wanted you guys to see what it looks like with a fully loaded M&P Shield 9mm. So let me put the other one on, and oh, actually let me switch shirts. I said I was going to do that so you can see what it looks like with just a regular t-shirt, see the imprinting. Again, this holster has the two loops. Like I said, I sift the belt through one loop first because these jeans just doesn't fit right, so I put it through the loop, and so just like that. So this is the Bianchi, and this is my favorite of the two. It is not only comfortable, but it keeps it tight to your body, at least it feels that way, and reduces the imprinting quite a bit. So let's load the weapon. Alright, so that's what it looks like inside the holster. Now, it doesn't have the safety feature of the thumb brake, but again, that's just extra time should you happen to need to pull your weapon. So plus I have a safety on my weapon anyway, so I don't really need the thumb brake. I guess for people, if you're walking and you have open carry, the thumb brake prevents it, or would at least reduce the risk of somebody just grabbing it from behind you. But if it's concealed, again, they wouldn't really know. So this is what the weapon looks like in the Bianchi holster. This is my favorite. Very comfortable. It doesn't hurt my side when I sit down, when I'm driving. You can really kind of position it almost anywhere you want. The imprinting is a lot more minimal. I believe this is just a regular t-shirt. It's riding real close to my body. So yes, with a t-shirt, you'll still see some imprinting like this. Bending over, you can still see the imprinting there. But again, just regular use, this is probably my favorite. So since there isn't two positions with this holster, I will put on the polo and show you, but ultimately this is my favorite. So okay, with a looser shirt or a polo type, something even with a button up that maybe you just button, leave it untucked or whatever, the imprinting is almost minimal. I do have some shirts that, in fact, you can't tell that I'm carrying a weapon at all. But as you can see, it's very little right here. But if your arm is down, nobody's really going to notice it. As you can see, I love the design, the comfort, imprinting. You can still see the butt, but not my butt, the butt of the gun. So anyways, so that's the two holsters that I'm reviewing today. Again, this is the Bianchi. I don't have the model number right offhand. If you want to know, just leave a comment and I'll get you, in fact, both model numbers if necessary. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope those of you carrying this weapon have found maybe a holster that you enjoy. Again, the Tegua that I had originally, very good, very comfortable, but it limited where you could put it based on the belt loops. The DeSantos, not really. It has a little bit of comfort, but the Canted is kind of worthless, and the high rise feels like after use it would wear off and break the loops. The Bianchi is my favorite. So if you have any questions, comments, please like and subscribe, share the video for those of you who know people that conceal carry or open carry. And let me know if you guys have any other suggestions for holsters. I'd love to try some new ones out. I haven't. I have to do all this research on my own. So if you guys got any suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and God bless.